Most people who buy a pet chameleon watch it slowly decline and die within the very first year, completely unaware of what they did wrong. It is a harsh reality, but it is the truth. You see these incredible, color-changing reptiles on social media, looking like tiny dinosaurs, and it is incredibly easy to think they are just like any other pet lizard. But bringing a chameleon into your home without knowing exactly what you are signing up for is a recipe for heartbreak. Chameleons are undeniably some of the most fascinating creatures on the planet. With their independently moving eyes, their lightning-fast tongues, and their famous ability to shift colors, they seem like the ultimate exotic pet. And for the right person, they absolutely are. They can bring years of joy and endless fascination to your daily life. But the question isn't just whether they are cool animals. The real question you need to ask yourself is whether a chameleon makes a good pet for your specific lifestyle, your budget, and your level of patience. The biggest problem in the exotic pet hobby today is the massive gap between what people expect a chameleon to be and what a chameleon actually needs to survive. Many new owners walk into a pet store, buy a chameleon, a standard glass tank, and a box of crickets, thinking that is all it takes. They treat them like a bearded dragon or a leopard gecko. This is a fatal mistake. Chameleons are incredibly sensitive to their environment. They do not tolerate stress well, they have highly specific lighting and humidity requirements, and they are notorious for hiding their illnesses until it is almost too late to save them. The problem is not that chameleons are bad pets. The problem is that they are advanced pets often sold to beginners who have not been given the right information. When a chameleon gets sick, it is almost always due to a flaw in their husbandry, meaning the environment their owner created for them was fundamentally incorrect. To truly understand if a chameleon makes a good pet for you, we have to look at what their daily care actually looks like. Let us start with their home. Unlike most reptiles that do perfectly fine in a standard glass aquarium, chameleons need constant airflow. Stagnant air quickly leads to severe respiratory infections. Because of this, they require tall, screen mesh enclosures. They are arboreal, meaning they live high up in the trees, so they need vertical space filled with safe, non-toxic live plants and climbing vines. Setting up this enclosure is not cheap, and it takes up a significant amount of space in your home. Then, there is the lighting and temperature. Chameleons are cold-blooded and rely on their environment to regulate their body heat and digest their food. You cannot just put them near a sunny window. They need a highly specific gradient of heat, with a warm basking spot at the top of the cage and cooler areas at the bottom. More importantly, they require specialized UVB lighting. Without the correct UVB exposure, chameleons cannot process calcium, leading to a horrific and often fatal condition called metabolic bone disease, where their bones literally become soft and brittle. Water is another major factor that catches new owners off guard. If you put a bowl of water in a chameleon's cage, they will die of thirst. They simply do not recognize standing water as something they can drink. In the wild, they drink the morning dew off of leaves. In captivity, you have to replicate this by installing a misting system or a dripper that constantly provides moving water droplets on the plant leaves inside their enclosure. This means you are managing humidity levels daily, ensuring the cage dries out enough between mistings to prevent mold, but stays wet enough to keep your pet hydrated. Feeding a chameleon is also a part-time job in itself. You cannot just throw dead bugs into a bowl. They need a varied diet of live insects, like crickets, roaches, and hornworms. But insects alone have very little nutritional value. Before you feed the bugs to your chameleon, you have to feed the bugs a highly nutritious diet of fresh vegetables and grains. This process is called gut loading. On top of that, you have to dust the insects with specific calcium and vitamin powders on a strict schedule. If you mess up their supplementation, their health will rapidly decline. But here is the most crucial insight you need to understand before getting one. Chameleons are observation pets, not handling pets. If you want a reptile that will sit on your shoulder while you watch television, or a pet you can take out and play with every day, a chameleon is not for you. They are solitary creatures that get stressed very easily by human interaction. To a chameleon, you are a giant predator. While some may tolerate being handled occasionally, it is never something they actually enjoy. The true joy of owning a chameleon comes from building a beautiful, naturalistic slice of the jungle in your home, and watching this incredible alien-like creature hunt, climb, and thrive in the environment you created for it. So, do chameleons make good pets? Yes, they make fantastic, rewarding pets for the right person. They are perfect for someone who is detail-oriented, willing to do extensive research, and happy to admire their pet's beauty from outside the screen. They are not good pets for young children, people on a tight budget, or anyone looking for a cuddly companion. Owning a chameleon is a serious commitment of time, money, and effort. But if you are willing to put in the work, having a miniature dinosaur in your living room is an experience unlike any other. The secret to keeping a chameleon happy and healthy is getting your setup perfect before you ever bring the animal home. Because their environment dictates their survival, you need a reliable blueprint to avoid the common, fatal mistakes most beginners make. I have linked a comprehensive chameleon care guide in the description below this video. It covers everything from setting up the perfect watering system to gut-loading insects and spotting early signs of illness, giving you the exact step-by-step system you need to raise a healthy pet. Check out that link to get your habitat set up the right way. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button so you do not miss our upcoming videos on exotic pet care.